Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Waleska and I'm a caseworker at LCH. And with me today is Maria from Center for Domestic Violence.
Hi, guys.
Today we are going to continue with the topic of bullying and harassment of children at school. And to begin, we are going to read a children's book that allow us to see verbal abuse and psychological social exclusion through the experience of a girl. The book is called My Secret Bully. The author is Trudy Ludwig and the illustration by Abigail Marvel.
Katie is my secret bully. A lot of people would be surprised to know this because they think she's my friend. And she does act like my friend sometimes, but lately I'm not so sure. Katie and I have known each other since kindergarten. We spent a lot of time together because we like doing the same kinds of things, making perfumes with flowers picked from my yard, playing soccer in the rain, sharing secrets, and spying on our bossy know it all brothers.
I love being around Katie when she's nice to me, but there are times when she's not. She can be just plain mean, and I don't know why. It all started a few months ago during school recess. I noticed Katie whispering to a group of girls and looking at me. I went up to them and asked Katie what they were talking about. She said, "Oh, nothing. Money. I tell you later." Then some of the other girls giggled like it really was something, and that made me feel bad.
The next day, when I was playing with Sarah, Katie grabbed my arm and pulled me away. Katie, stop it, I said. I was talking to Sarah. If you play with her, she whispered in my ear, I won't come over to your house tomorrow. Then she let go of my arm and skipped away as if nothing happened. But something did happen, and it didn't feel right to me. I wasn't sure what to do. I really wanted to get together with Katie, but I wanted to play with Sarah too. So I just ignored what Katie said, thinking maybe she was just having a bad day.
A few days later, I saw Katie playing wall ball with Sarah. It looked like a lot of fun, so I asked if I could join them. Katie just stared at me and didn't say anything, not one word. Katie, I asked again, can I play wall ball with you and Sarah? We're in the middle of a special game right now. Maybe later. I looked at Sarah, hoping she would change Katie's mind, but she didn't say anything. Sarah just stared at her shoes and pretend I wasn't there. So I walked away, feeling a tight knot growing in my belly.
That night, I couldn't concentrate on my homework, and my mom noticed. What's wrong, sweet pea? She asked. I'm having trouble with Katie, I said. She seems to be really mad at me, and I don't know why. You've been friends for a long time, Monica. I'm sure you'll work it out, she said.
I guess, but I really wasn't so sure. Why don't you give her a call and talk to her about it? Mom suggests.
So I did. But when I asked her if she was mad at me for some reason, Katie said, No, I'm not mad at you. You're just so sensitive about stuff. Well, I have to do my homework now. See you later. Maybe she was right. Maybe I was too sensitive.
Things didn't get any better after a while. In fact, they got worse, much worse. It got to the point where no one would play with me at recess. I was all by myself, and there was Katie hanging out with my other friends, laughing and being all sweet and nice to everyone but me. Maybe there was something wrong with me.
Last month, for the third day in a row, I told my mom that I had a bad stomach ache, but I didn't feel good enough to go to school. You've been complaining of stomach aches a lot lately, she said. Is something going on at school that's giving you the upset stomach?
When I saw the look of love and worry in my mom's eye, I knew couldn't keep my secret bully a secret any longer. At first, I just started to cry and couldn't stop. Mom hugged me a lot and waited patiently for me to talk, and I did. I told her how hard it is to be friends with Katie. She's nice to me when we're playing alone, but really mean to me when we're around other people. I even think she's been saying bad things about me to my friends so they won't like me, I explained.
I told my mom everything, and she listened to what I had to say. I mean, she really listened to me. Mom didn't blame me or ask me to be nicer to Katie, and she didn't say, "That's just the way girls are, so you just better get used to it," like my babysitter did when I tried to talk to her about it. I felt a lot better after I talked with my mom. Mom says there are some problems in life that aren't easily solved, and this is one of them. But it helps to know that I'm not alone. I found out that a lot of other kids have had this happen to them. Even my mom when she was a kid. But that doesn't make it right. And that doesn't mean that this is the way it has to be. Mom and I talked about what I could do to stand up for myself. We even did what mom calls role playing, where she acted like she was Katie and I got to practice out loud what I wanted to say to her without sounding like a bully myself.
So the next day, I was ready. I walked right up to Katie during morning recess, waiting for her to do her worst. She looked at me, stared, whispering to her circle of friends. I stared at her straight in the eyes and said, Katie, does it make you feel good to make me feel bad? Because friends don't do that to friends. She turned red in the face and looked away. Right then, I knew Katie could no longer hurt me.
I don't see Katie anymore. I feel sad about that. But now I know that real friends don't treat each other the way she treated me. Real friends respect your feelings and work things out with you when you have problems. Real friends like you just the way you are. Will I ever be friends with Katie again? I don't think so. I just want to be around people who really like me. I'm feeling much better about myself these days. I've made new friends at school and I'm on the gymnastics team. And I don't get stomach aches like I did before. Having a secret bully was eating up my insides. But now that the secret's out, I don't feel bad anymore. It's nice to know that whatever I do, I'm going to be just fine.
Nice book, right?
So cute.
Yeah. I have some questions for you, Maria.
Mhm.
What can a target do when people bullying them?
So I actually think that our character in the book did the perfect thing. She spoke to her mom, and if your mom is not available to you, a parent, a grandparent, a trusted adult, a teacher, a pastor, somebody in your church, maybe somebody in your neighborhood, whoever it is that you trust, a trusted adult, a trusted confidant, somebody that you have that is in your support system that you can go to, who might be able to help you, who might be able to walk this with you and try to figure out what the best solution would be for you.
Thank you. And how does it feel to be bullied?
It feels super horrible. I was actually bullied as a little kid for a little bit. I struggled with my weight as a kid, and so um, just having kids call me out of my name, call me chubby, call me fat, whatever it might be, and try to belittle me. And so my first go to was my mom, and then telling my teacher and walking through that with them. And I was grateful for them because they were able to handle it and nip it right there, and it never escalated and didn't become something else it didn't have to. But it's really it's just a sucky feeling when you're bullied, and it makes you feel like you're sad and like alone, and you feel like you don't have anybody to go to.
Okay, thank you. Um, as a parent, we would like to if we see our kids, for example, that we think that they are being bullied, what warning sign of a secret bully you can mention?
The warning signs are to talk to your child first and foremost, and then again go alongside with your baby girl or your baby boy, and go with them to report it to whomever it may be, wherever that may be happening. Because we always think automatically school, but it could be a rec center, it could be the neighborhood, it could be a family member, and so having that conversation um, in a bigger like group setting with an adult present is going to be key.
Yeah, but for example, what kind of warning sign a parent can see or determine, I think that my son or daughter is being bullied? What kind of sign you can mention?
So just like the mom noticed in the book, it's just like anything from potentially being sick often. Maybe your child is acting withdrawn, or they could be on the opposite end of it, and they could be acting out and repeating the behavior that's being done to them, to their younger siblings, to older siblings, even towards you as a parent. You're just noticing a shift in their behavior, and you're not sure what the root cause is. So that would, again, as a parent, having that conversation with your child and trying to figure out what may be really going on.
Okay, thank you. If your child, our children are being bullied, what can we do?
Reporting it, number one. That could be an adult, or that could be a law enforcement officer. It depends on what the situation is and the type of escalation that it's at. But however that process needs to take place, you as the parent, like, you're going to be your child's go-to, and you being their strongest advocate in this situation.
Thank you. Today, joining us is the LCH pediatrician, Dr. Paula Bren, and Adley Aaron, pediatric nurse practitioner, and Nefta, who will be interpreting to give us more perspective on the subject. We welcome you.
Hello. Hi there.
We have a couple of questions about this theme, about how kids feel being bullied. For example, what are some tips or advice we can give our children to help them be resilient and to have strength and confidence in themselves so they are not constant target?
That's a great question, Waleska. And we like to tell you to start by being a resilient parent. Use your resources that you have. Be a problem solver yourself. Use your healthy relationships. Go to people that you trust and be a good communicator yourself. That's the first place to start. And then you can build a healthy relationship with your child. Listen closely when they speak to you. The spoken words as well as the unspoken words, which you may see through some of their actions or behaviors, which may be different than usual. Talk to them and find a good time and place to communicate well. I always like to tell parents a meal together without any distractions. No TV, no phones, no video games. Those are good times, even 15, 20 minutes to communicate. Car rides, when you're in the car with your child, it's always a good time to communicate. They're captive audiences. They can't go anywhere. Be patient if they have questions. Be non-judgmental. Use age-appropriate language. Give them the strength and confidence to express themselves to you, and that will in turn help them express themselves to others where they feel maybe threatened or bullied. We like to encourage you to encourage more face-to-face time, less screen time. We are all so used to being on our phones or video games, and that is not developing great social skills and great talking skills. So we like you to limit that screen time. Go outside, play a game. If your children or your child loves video games, play a video game with them. Join them where they're at, meet them where they're at and build a bond that way. Use your community resources, your church, after school activities. places you trust, encourage your child to go there with this new, hopeful confidence that they have in themselves. And then just prioritize all the good stuff, basic health needs, adequate health care, prioritize their schooling, make it a point that education is so important, and have them develop a love for being there and being in school with the confidence to express themselves appropriately. At LCH, we have behavioral health consultants that are great in talking to certainly our adolescents, but even some of our younger children as well. We have social assistance department that can help with a lot of needs that you may not think we have the ability to help you with, but we do. And then, of course, Atlee and I are here as your pediatric providers to guide you and, just give you some guidelines to help your children. And we love to hear from you and talk to you. And we don't feel that any problem is not important enough to address with us. So we'd love to have you come in if you have any concerns at all. I hope
Thank you, Dr. Brent. Yeah, I have another question for you guys. How do I help my child have confidence in who they are and in what makes them unique?
That's another great question. A place to start is you want to model self-confidence yourself and be a good role model for your child. Another good tip is to help build those social skills that Dr. Brent mentioned. You want to help your children to learn to express their feelings without having to act out. This will help both at home, on the sports field, in school, and all different types of social situations. And remember, to build social skills, we need to build coping skills. So teach effective ways to cope with your child. If they're feeling worked up, help them to calm down and remember to take deep breaths. Name and talk about their feelings, and really make sure that you're sitting there listening, with your undivided attention, not on your phone or things like that. Just really, truly listening to them. And teach them different ways to help deal with anger and their feelings. Things like playing with clay, using their words, drawing pictures can all be very helpful. And lastly, just remember to build a village of support, whether it's family, friends, neighbors, your pediatrician, whoever it is in the community. Just remember there's so many people that are willing to listen to your child. And talk to your pediatrician. He or she wants to help, and there's a lot of support within the pediatric office. And like Dr. Brent said, there is no question or concern that's silly or unimportant. We want all of our members of the LCH pediatric team and all of our members here to feel supported and feel safe, and that they have the resources and skills needed to thrive. We're always here for you guys, no judgment and just compassion.
Thank you. We want to thank everyone. We hope this talk has been informative. Remember to seek help when you need it. Count on school counselors, LCH mental health counselors, your children's pediatrician, and nurse, among others. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thanks.
Hi, everybody.